I'm writing a book at the moment, an autobiography. And that feeling of going out and being alienated, not just in the classroom, but then in the school grounds, in the playgrounds, is a terrible thing. So what you do is you go to the other 2 or 3 or 4 children that were in the class at the back who could do no better than you. The common denominator was ignorance between us. And that's who you mixed with. The clever kids didn't want to mix with you. They bullied you and sometimes abused you because you were dumb. You couldn't do the things that other people could so easily do. And you would never understand that. Anybody in here dyslexic? Hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that admit it. 5 people out of you lot. Only those 5 people will understand the pain, the humiliation, the lack of self-respect, and the feeling of total inadequacy. And when you're young, when you're 9, 10 or 11 years of age, it's a giant. It was still for me a giant when I was considerably older than that. Now I don't care. But I was 41 years of age when I was discovered to be dyslexic because one of my sons had to be checked out because the school wanted him to leave because he could not keep up with the rest of the class. Took him to London, had him assessed, and this professor from the University of Southampton called Colin Stevenson, I can remember things like that because they were landmarks in my life. And yet I can't recite the alphabet. I don't know it. Don't know the words of the national anthem. Don't know the words of the Lord's Prayer. Can't remember them. Can remember his name all that time ago because it was a complete revelation. So he says, your son's dyslexic. I didn't know what dyslexia was. So he explains it to me and then he says, you better come with me because sometimes it's hereditary. Sometimes it jumps a generation. Sometimes not. I go in there and it took me 15 minutes, maximum 20. It was as if I had been saved from drowning. Even with my 3 world titles, even with, I won the British Championship twice at shooting, Scottish, English, Irish, Welsh, European and Mediterranean Championship shooting. You know, was very good at it. Shot for Scotland and Great Britain. And then I went on to drive racing cars successfully, and then I went on to make millions and millions of pounds. And still, when I was told I was dyslexic, I genuinely suddenly thought, my God, I'm not stupid. I genuinely thought I was stupid. I knew that I had a dose of the brights on doing a deal or putting a deal together, but I thought I was stupid in the traditional sense. So I found other ways of doing business to cover for myself. And a lot of dyslexics, by the way, have got some quite good personalities because they've got to cover over for their errors. And they can talk about all sorts of things that they want to talk about, that they know about. But you give them something new to study and they can't consume it. And you as a teacher would have a major problem with that because he can and she can. So why the hell can't you? You're not paying attention. You're not listening. You're not concentrating. That's exactly what you're told. And it's like a wall. So unless you're able to pick that up at an early age, you will be saving lives in some cases. Because what happens with the dyslexics, what happened to me, I went to the kids who didn't have the savvy, you know, that everybody else had in the class. I went around with them. They were the wrong group to be with. A hell of a lot of dyslexics go to alcohol and go to drugs, young people, because it's an escape, it's an ease, it gives them a, wow, I'm out of it. And they escape. Now that's a reality. And an immense number end up in jail. More than 72% of the prison population cannot read or write. Most of them are dyslexics. Because they couldn't get decent jobs.